Hi guys, welcome back with part 2 of saving Zonko'S. Let's read the review. Okay, I can't believe Zonko is really close then. I can't believe that too. I was just about to get a new set of nose biting tick off. Hey there, Tonks. And Tulip, Watcher or Tom, Tulip was just telling me how you found Bilton Blimes. Is that so? We did, but he wasn't his usual self. He seems convinced that he is not funny and that no one wants his product anymore. But that's completely untrue. What about our initial theories? Did any of them pan out? Neither of our theories were exactly right, but Bilton did say his business was struggling lately. Yeah, but even that's not the whole story. It's just not just one thing that's put Bilton into this state. It's a lot of things at once. That's why we need to look into each of Bilton's problems and find out what's really going on. We can start with Rita Skeeter's review of Hogsmeade. Apparently, she said some rather nasty things about everyone in town, but saved her worst for Bilton. I suppose we ought to have a look at that review and see what the damage is. Okay, let's read the review. Please never make me read something that ridiculous again. The venom in that review was so potent, I feel like I need to visit the hospital wing. Rita Skeeter certainly has it in for Bilton Blimes. While she gave negative reviews to every Hogsmeade business, most of the piece is just an attack on Bilton. Is any of this even true? Maybe we can catch Rita Skeeter in a lie? Some of these facts are true. Bilton really once burned his house down after a steam pallet accident. Madame Rosewater confirmed that story when we talked to her at the Three Broomsticks. The story of Bilton putting Bobaduck's powder into Horace Slughorn's mead also seems familiar. Yeah, that may be worth checking into as well. But what about the part where she says that no one ever found Bilton funny? That can't be true. Yeah, I think Bilton is funny. See, claim disapproved. Rita Skeeter is known for being sensationalist in her writing, but this is another level altogether. What do you think? She would go out of her way to write such hurtful things about Bilton. Maybe she has some grudge. I suppose it could be to sell newspaper too. Yeah. Unproven claims and personal attacks stir up controversy, which can attract attention and increase popularity. Sales. I suppose that makes sense, but why Bilton? He seems a strange target for something like that. Yes, it feels like there is more going on. We need to do some research. I think a trip to the library is in order. The school records may shed some light on any past connection between Rita Skeeter and Bilton Blimes. That could help us learn her motivation for attacking Bilton and disapprove the claims she made in her review. Tonks and I should check on Bilton at Zonko'S. He could probably use some company. Yeah, you do that. Right, I will meet you both later to discuss what I have learned. Nobody's here. The school records must be around here somewhere. If I learn more about Bilton and Rita Skeeter's past, I might be able to find a connection between them. There is something about the way she attacked Bilton in her review that's too suspicious to ignore. Not one step further, Ray. Who's that? Merula, is that you? Why are you hiding? None of your business. Now go away. Are you playing hide and seek? I'm not going anywhere. I need to get to the school records and you are blocking the way. Why? No one ever comes back here. What could you possibly need with the school records? It's a long story. Do you really want to know? If you don't want to tell me, you can just leave. Fine, I'll tell you. It's about Bilton Blimes. He is closing Zonko'S and quitting the pranking business. Tulip, Tonks and I are trying to help him and the answer, wait a minute. Bilton is quitting. He can't quit. What's wrong with you? Merula, you are covered in... Hey, boys, yes, I know. Don't you dare laugh at me. Alright, I won't laugh at you. Are you alright? I'm fine except for the fact that my face is covered in boils. They don't hurt, do they? No, they are just incredibly embarrassing. It feels like you are covered in smallpox. It was an accident. I will explain. She explained for 3 hours. Seriously? You got those boils after trying to make your own Barbadox powder, but why? Yes, I keep a supply ready at all times. Why though? Perhaps one of these days you will find out, Ray. But it's not as easy to make Barbadox powder as I thought. My experiment didn't go as planned. I can see that. Don't tell me you are planning to use that on me. I wasn't the one who was supposed to get boils. Wait a minute. Was that for me? I never should have stopped going to Zonko'S. Were you telling the truth when you said Bilton Blimes was closing the shop? I'm afraid so. He got himself convinced that he's not funny and that no one wants his product anymore. But that's not true. You sound like a fan. I am more than a fan. I am one of Zonko'S best customers. Wait a minute. Don't tell me you are that missing customer. Or at least I was until I started my Barbados powder experiment. Wait. What an amazing detective you turn out to be, Ray. What I mean is Bilton noticed your absence. When you stopped coming into Zonko'S, he took it as a sign that his products weren't wanted. Nonsense. Bilton's products are more than popular than ever. Then come with me. You can tell him yourself and put him out of misery. I'm not going anywhere looking like that. Then I suppose we will cure your boils first. What about the school records you were so worried about? That can wait. Helping you feels like a higher priority at the moment. Let's go to the potion classroom. We will brew up a cure and get you back to normal. I hope Professor is not there. Professor Snape, I mean. Hello there, Snake Fangs. It looks like the coast is clear. Thank goodness. Let's get to work. And here he comes. Just what do you think you two are doing? Oh, Professor, you scared the hell out of us. Outside of class, this room is not to be entered without permission. Miss Knight, your face. Miss Ray, are you responsible for this? Why do you suspect me so, Professor? I demand an explanation. Fine, I will lie about it. We were just in the dueling club, yeah. Merula had just won her match when her opponent struck her in the back with the pimple gems. Yeah, nice lie, me. I see, truly the work of a coward. Congratulations on your victory in the duel, Miss Knight. Thank you, Professor. Normally, I would never allow students to use my equipment and ingredient without prior permission, but since Merula's condition is so unpleasant, you have an exception. The two of you will brew the cure for boils and return Merula to normal as quick as possible. Thank you, Professor, for being so understanding. And 3 hours passed like that. Very good, Merula's boils are cured. Now kindly leave. One moment, Professor. I wanted to ask about Bilton Blimes, the owner of Zonko'S joke shop. Truly one of Hogwarts' most disappointing former students. Bilton went to Hogwarts. I'm trying to learn about his past. Do you have any memories of him you could say? I suppose I do have one memory. Mr. Blimes graduated long before my time, but I once encountered him at a Quidditch match. He had run a floor of a particular large Slytherin beetle, likely due to one of his insufferable pranks. That does sound like Bilton. I fully expected the two to come to blows, but that didn't happen. Instead, Mr. Blimes was able to defuse the situation with self-deprecating humor. To my astonishment, the two walked away as friends. That's incredible. Would you say he was well liked at the time? Did people think he was funny? I don't find Mr. Blimes' sense of humor the least bit amusing. Keep that in mind in case you get any idea of our next lesson, Miss Ray. However, I can't deny the effect Mr. Blimes and his style of humor have had on the school. Put simply, the man is beloved. I see. Thank you so much, Professor Snape, for helping us. You can show your appreciation by leaving me alone. I have to clean up your mess before my next lesson. Come on, Merula. Let's go check in with Bilton. The Zonko'S side. Ucha Autumn, we are eager to find out what you have learned. Oh, my stomach. Bilton has got a bit of stomachache, but otherwise things have been calm since we last spoke. I hope you get better soon, Bilton. Hey everyone, I have good news. You are here to put me out of my misery. No. I found your missing customer. Yay! Miss Knight, I haven't seen you in weeks. Hello, Bilton. I'm sorry I haven't been around lately. I was trying to make my own Barbados powder and let's just say I couldn't show my face in public for a while. No need to be sorry. I know how it is. Please don't quit, Bilton. This is all misunderstanding. Isn't it? Isn't life just one pointless misunderstanding leading to another? Ray, you were right. Something is seriously wrong with him. A lot of things have added up to convince Bilton he isn't funny anymore and no one likes his products. Not to mention how his business is way down after Rita Skeeter's review of Hogsmeade. That does sound like a lot of problems. Perhaps, but it's up to us to persuade Bilton not to give up. And how are we supposed to do that? With your help, perhaps we can at least reassure Bilton that his products are still popular. After 3 hours of reassuring, I didn't stop coming in because I didn't like your products. It was just a misunderstanding. Rest assured, I will remain a loyal customer of Zonko'S for a long time. You still haven't said what you plan to do with all those prank products, Merula. You will find out one of these days when you least expect it. Don't tell me you are going to apply me on it. Truly, I appreciate you trying to help, and perhaps you have a point. There are still a proud few who enjoy old-fashioned prank. The four of you lovely people, for example. But what if you are the exception that proves the rule? I just don't know anymore. And even if my pranks were still wanted, who am I to sell them? I don't even make one person laugh. Is this about Andre again? At Honeydukes, you mentioned that he stopped laughing at your jokes. Whenever I used to run into Mr. Ague, I would tell him a little joke. Usually it was enough to get him at least giggle. Sometimes I would get a chuckle or even a guff. But now, nothing. I can't even get him to crack a smile. Maybe he's upset or something. Clearly I have lost the knack for humor. I have no business running a joke shop. But everyone here thinks your jokes and pranks are funny, Bilton. Do you though? Be honest, do you really find me to be funny? Well, yes, of course I do. You are one of the funniest people I know. That's kind of you, say, Mr. A. Even if you are just being polite, I still appreciate it. Now where are you going? Should have known that addressing one of Bilton's problems would not be enough to lift his spirits. We will just have to keep investigating each of Bilton's issues one by one. He seems quite worried about being able to make Andrew laugh. Yes, that should be what we tackle next. If we can get Bilton to make Andrew laugh, he might be convinced that he still got the knack for humor. I will go look for Andre. The rest of you stay here and keep Bilton company. And do your best to keep him from eating any more sweets, or else he will float. Part 2 is complete. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.